Paula Bowers here with Art Shack Studio Pottery. I am making a hand-built mug from a slab. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I've got my slab here. I've used a piece of tar paper as my template. Cut out my slab. And I'm going to bevel my edges here. So when I make when I turn it into a cylinder, it will go together nicely with no seam. So I'm using my knife here to cut a bevel, the edge. Let's see if I can do it where you can see it. Just going at an angle like this. Cutting the bevel. Can you see the bevel? Now I've been working with some decals lately and I've really enjoyed it. This one is some farm decal that I got from, I think it's Sambio. Yeah, Symbio, I think that's what it's called. You can probably see that right there. Symbio. They have a lot of neat decals. So I've been doing a series of farm stuff. So I am going to do a mug with, let's go with a mug with a pig, kind of like the pigs. We have pigs on our farm, so let's do a mug with a pig. So this pig will probably wrap around the mug because he's kind of big. So I'm cutting it out. So you can see it. I also like to use texture on my mugs. I like to use my MKM stamps, and I've got a few that look a little farmy. I've got several that I like to use. I have one that has leaves on it. This is the MKM roller. One of my favorites that I got from stampsforclay.com is this chicken wire one. It's actually one of my favorites. And I have some with pine needles and pine cones. I like that a lot. And I have one that's just pine trees. Whenever I do chicken mugs, I like to use my feathers or my chicken wire. Go figure. These are my pine trees. We're surrounded by pines out here in South Carolina, so here are my pine trees. But I think for my pig, I'm going to go with some chicken wire. Not that we have any chicken wire, and nor would chicken wire hold a pig. Just saying, in case you were wondering. But I'm going to go ahead and take this across. One thing I have done is I did smooth the part of the mug that's going to be touching your lips. It's always good to kind of do that first. And I like to use a piece of plastic, and this is just a Dollar General grocery bag. And I'm going to use the surface tension of the plastic to smooth the rim of my mug, and I'm going to turn this down so you can see. Okay, so here's my slab, putting the plastic over it. My Dollar General bag. And you can see this is my clay right here, and I'm just taking my finger and I'm going at a 90-degree angle, and I'm just rolling that edge over and smoothing it using the surface tension of the plastic. Let's take this off. Can you see how round that edge is? And I usually like to try to do it to both sides. So I can flip this over. You can see it gives you a flat side. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this side too. There we go. It makes it nice and smooth. Okay, I'm trying to decide on my placement of where my pig's going to go. It has a dark side that where the underglaze is printed, and so I'm going to make sure that that is facing down towards my mug, and my seam is here, and I want to hide my seam with my handle when I build my mug. So I think I'm going to put my piglet, it's not really a piglet, my hog right here. And I'm just going to stick it down. Now you're going to want a damp sponge, which I have here. And you're just going to go over this little guy, get him wet. And then I like to take my finger and just rub. You can use this or you can use a rib and go over it. This just ensures that the image will transfer to your clay. It's like giving a tattoo to your clay. It's so much fun. Okay, now I'm going to remove this. Voila! A pig is on my mug. Okay, so I've already put the image of the pig down on the mug, and I'm going to roll this roller to give it some texture to make it a little more fun. So I'm going to start this way at the edge of the pig, and I'm going to roll that way. And this will distort my clay a little bit, but that's okay. And I'm going to come back this way with it on the other side of the pig. I'm going to put some underneath him. And then over the top of him here. And I'm just erasing some of it because it didn't need it right there. I'm trying to keep it the same throughout. So it looks like I have a border of clear, and then I have the chicken wire all around my pig. I'll pick it up so you can see it. Can you see that texture? Okay, so I'm going to score my ends so I can put my mug together. So I'm just using this scoring tool. I always tell my students it looks like a little rake, but I'm going to score here. This just happens to be the tool I like to use, and I'm going to score on this side. You always want to score both sides that are going to be touching. And then of course I'm going to put my slip. This is my slip. It's basically just the same color clay. I'm going to go down here. Some people use a paintbrush. I just use my fingers. And I'm going to score I'm going to put the slip on this side too. The slip is the glue that holds it together, and it's just wet clay. That's all the magic. Now, I like to stand it up like this and match my ends. I usually match the top. And then I'll do again at the bottom. And then I'll put it together in the center. I always like to try to hide the seam behind I try to make the seam go away, but you can always hide it behind the handle. And I'm just compressing here. You can see where I don't have my little fence, so I'm going to go back and just kind of roll some in there just so it looks consistent. See? Now, stand you up. Now I need to put a bottom on this fella. I brought out another little piece of that slab that I had in the beginning. And I'm just going to set my cup on here. Gotta get it round looking on the bottom. Okay. And I'm just going to trace it with my knife. Now, just a quick note, I like to go ahead and sign. This is the bottom of my mug. And I'm going to go ahead and sign this or stamp it because it's easier to do that now than after you put it on the bottom of your mug. If you go ahead and put it on the bottom of your mug and attach, you're going to have to wait until your mug is leather hard in order to sign. And I like just to go ahead and knock this out. So, with that in mind, I'm going to do that now. I have a stamp I like to use. And I got this made on Etsy. There's several shops on there. This one is called the BB Designs. And you can see, here's my stamp. They did a great job. So push that on there. And I have another one that has my chicken on it and I like to have. So here we go. My signature stamp. I'm going to turn this over with the stamp facing down, and I've got to score and slip. So I've got to turn my mug over. I'm going to score the bottom all the way around. And then score this guy. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm outside on my back porch, so you get to hear the helicopters. There's a little airport down the road from us. And of course now slip. Y'all can hear my chickens out there, I think. If I didn't tell you before, we live on a farm. Lots of chickens. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this over and stick it down. Flip it over so I can compress it. And I'm trying to blend away that seam. Okay, I've got my bottom attached, and so I'm actually going to go down inside here with the brush, and I'm going to clean up around the edges down there. So I like to do this to make sure everybody's adhered. I've compressed around the outside, so I'm just compressing around the inside where I can't reach with my hands. Here we go. And you see how I have this little silhouette where I have the rim turned out. I just barely dampen my thumb and I come around these edges like this and just roll my edge out. And I look at it and it looks good. So now we have to work on a handle. Now some people are a little afraid of handles, but I like to have a little fun with it. I like to make textured handles, and I do so with these texture boards. I got these on Clay King. I mean, I'm telling you this, I either got it at Clay King, I might have gotten it at High Water, I'm not sure. But they're really cool. And I'm going to show you how this works. I'm just going to take this little bit of extra clay here, and I'm going to make a snake. I usually get it started, then I roll it out on the tabletop. This is a big mug, so I want a kind of a chunky handle. And I'm just going to take it and lay it across here. I'm going to trim this rough end off. And cut it here. There we go. There's my pattern. I'm going to give it a little slap on the table, kind of flatten it a little bit, and I'm going to cut a diagonal here and here so I have a place to attach it to my mug. I'm going to score these ends. Then I need to decide where I'm going to attach this. Yeah. So I'm going to put it along where the seam is here. So I'm scoring on the mug itself. Getting my slip out. And it's okay if your slip drips down the mug, it will dry out. I'll put it on my handle. And attach. Now I'm pushing against my fingers on the inside of the mug. So here's the finished product. There's my piggy and my handle. The handle's a little farther around the side than I would like, but that's the way it is today. Okay, so I thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you again on the next one. Bye.